One name, definitely unexpected, among that list was R-Truth, Carlito, also Sarah Logan, uh, also was released. Actually, contracts just not renewed.
Not
I
renewed,
wouldn't
yeah.
say released.
Yeah.
Contracts not renewed. Um, and there again, nature of the beast, part of the game. I did not see the thing with R-Truth coming, especially after just coming off the match with John Cena. But this business, man, it's fluid. It's very very fluid. Anything can happen at any time. Um, One thing about R-Truth, am I worried about R-Truth? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? R-Truth is a guy that still got a lot left in the tank. There's still a lot, you know, lot of endeavors. I'm sure he's still going to be on. It's so much work out there for a guy like R-Truth. So paying his bills is the last thing I'm thinking about. So I know it's a lot of people out there right now that are shocked, um, outpouring support as far as coming out, for R-Truth, just because R-Truth has been that soldier, man. He's been in the zone 99, you know what I mean? Since 1999, this guy has been a part of WWE outside of that TNA stint
Mhm.
that he had. And so I give R-Truth, major props for being able to parlay his success this far and this long in this business. That his a career like R-Truth, I don't know if we'll ever see another career like that, as far as the longevity that he had in the business, being able to sustain, in a doggy dog world that it is, being able to be that character, and knowing exactly what the landscape of this business is all about. That's why I always gave R-Truth so much props, because so many guys do not understand the business. That dude, he stuck around. He stuck around for a reason. Big ups to R-Truth.
I was just as shocked as everybody. I saw a tweet out, from our Truth's account, and I thought, okay, maybe this is the preeminent prankster of professional wrestling just playing a joke on us for a second, and then I saw that it was really the reality of the situation. And I was actually it was one of the few times where I was like, man, that really freaking sucks. I've said it like aloud to myself as I saw the news, because he has been such a constant in my renaissance of watching pro wrestling, because there was a time where I stopped watching and then came back in round '08, '09, and R-Truth was on the show. And he's been such a constant and always entertaining. The guy who takes something that looks like nothing and makes something out of it and is always entertaining.
Yeah.
There's a reason you're on the show from '99 to 2025. Like, there's a reason. It's because people can depend on you. You always put in good work. You're entertaining as hell. And the locker room, I would venture a guess to say, especially by the outpouring of support, is a big fan of yours, as well as the office. I mean, I remember hearing stories that Vince McMahon loved R-Truth because no one made him laugh out loud as much as he did. And there's a video going around on Instagram today of all the times R-Truth was in a promo with somebody and he made him break character because they just couldn't help it because he was so entertaining. And yeah, I know he's somewhere in his 50s. I don't know exactly where he's at, but he's somewhere.
53.
He's 53. Whoa. You know what I mean? He looks great for
Yeah.
53, and he's still moving and never had to alter his arsenal whatsoever. And I know he had that brief stint in NXT where he hurt himself and was on the shelf for a minute, but came back out of that, looked great. He, like you said, he was just on Saturday night's main event with John Cena in John Cena's last run.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the reason you don't renew a guy like R-Truth is. I don't know if it was the money was too much, he was making too much, they couldn't come to terms on a deal. I'm sure one day maybe we'll find out. I don't know if you can't figure out how we can restructure the budget to keep a guy like R-Truth, because to me, some guys you keep on the team because they're star players, and sometimes you keep guys on the team because they're what you call a glue guy. They kind of hold everything together. They keep the spirit up. You can always count on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they come off the bench and they give you 25, off the bench. And
Mhm.
you're like, I can count on this guy. And that's what Truth was in my estimation. So I hope maybe one day they can find a way to keep him around as an ambassador at the very least. But he's an all-time man.
He's the last guy from that Attitude Era, right?
Last one. Last
Right.
of a time breed.
Last of the Mohegans.
Last
No, man. No, like I say, hell of a run though, man. Hell of a run. You can get a 20-year career out of this business, man. You've done a hell of a job. And the thing is, I really think our truth's probably got another 10 years left in him.
It looks like it.
I really do. I'm serious. I feel like he's still got another 10 left in him. And so much out there for our truth. Carlito, I think he just won a championship, you know what I mean, in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
so I'm sure he's gonna be, as well as Carlito's always been one of those guys, man. It's like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I mean? He's got that money, from I guess when he was a kid, his dad's, the promotion over there and
Yeah.
whatnot. And Sarah Logan, she had been kind of like sitting on the shelf. I think she, I don't know. I know she had a couple of kids. I know she had
She
one kid.
did.
You know
She
what I
did
mean?
with Eric.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure she's not sitting at home crying too much because she's got her hands full.
She got her hands full. You don't want to ever see anybody ever lose a gig. But Sarah Logan, I know she came back. Remember, she got released
Yeah,
before,
she came
came back.
Yeah.
This was her second run with the company. And I think she was out there with the Viking Raiders for a while. So I'm sure that was a fun time for her. Carlito, what's weird about Carlito? He comes back, and I was like really amped to see Carlito back. And it just, in my opinion, it just felt like they never like had an idea for him, really.
Yeah.
In my opinion, or I don't know what the reason was. He was in Judgment Day. He kind of facilitated an R-Truth role, and he was kind of the comic relief in Judgment Day a lot. And I wanted to see more from Carlito in this run. It's kind of a shame we didn't get to see it.
But it kind of goes back to my point to the way Carlito always felt. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm good. I mean, if you got something for me, let's get it done. If not, I'm gonna chill right over here. He's always been that type of guy, man. But he's always been a stand-up dude, also. And I'm sure there again, a guy like Carlito, he's gonna be all right.
He'll be okay. Now, going back to Truth for a second, did y'all ever work each other?
Nah,
Not one time.
I don't remember working Truth.
Man, that just seems like such a missed opportunity.
Because it would have been almost like looking at a mirror image, of myself. Because he would be doing all of my moves. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the heck, man? That's mine. You know what I mean? You can't do the scissor kick. That's mine. You know what I mean?
He did do the scissor kick.
Yeah.
It's like his finish.
Side kick.
Yeah.
He did all of my stuff, But no, man.
Well,
he did all my stuff.
It seemed like y'all would have crossed paths, because I remember when Rock came back initially, his first match back after all those years was the tag match with him and Cena versus Miz and R-Truth at Madison Square Garden, I believe, for the Survivor Series. And to me, that's also like shows you like Truth was a guy who you just knew that was solid. Like, I don't think anybody ever saw him in the ring and goes, "Oh, this guy's dangerous. He didn't know what he's doing." He always was solid. Always gave you a great match, solid match, but just entertaining as all hell. I remember him coming out for was it for the Royal Rumble, and he put a ladder up in the ring like he was climbing for the money?
Yeah. No, man.
That's a good spot if you can get it.
Now the thing is, man, like I said, we've talked about R-Truth on the show before.
Yeah, had him on before.
Yeah, and I've always talked about how that dude was able to take whatever they gave him and went out there and made it gold every single time. And people always want to say, "Oh man, they had him doing this or they had him doing that." And I always say, man, if you just don't realize the talent within inside of a guy like R-Truth to be able to go out there and pull off those tasks that they put him through on a weekly basis. And I say that because, it's like Booker T and Goldust. Nobody thinks something like that's gonna work out. But man, when you got it in you, you say, man, we're gonna make it work out no matter what. That's what R-Truth has been throughout his whole career, man. He's been that dude. Talk about a utility guy. R-Truth has been that dude for many, many years. I swear to God. So big props to R-Truth. And the thing is, I don't even want to talk about it like, it's the last we gonna see R-Truth. R-Truth, soon as his time up, we gonna see him somewhere else. Trust me on that. So let's just wait and see. Let's do that.
Can I tell? I have only one of them, and so I feel like it's appropriate to tell. I have one R-Truth story, and I think you may or may not remember this.
Go ahead.
We were at the Toyota Center. I believe it was a SmackDown house show. This is back maybe 2017-ish. Do you remember this? So we're in, I think, catering, and Truth walks by earlier, in like 10, 15 minutes ahead of time. We're taping our show. We go to find him in the hallway, and I think we step out in the hallway, and you see him walking away, and you go, "Hey, Truth, Truth, hey, Truth," and the guy's not turning around, and then they finally turn around, and it was Kofi Kingston. And then you look at me, you're like, "He said it."
They all look alike.
You're like, "That's what he said." And I'm sitting there like, no, not me. I didn't know. I knew it was Kofi. I knew it was Kofi.
We got to take a break, man. Stick around. Hall of Fame will be back in